Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Louis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to some of our newest subscribers. I want to give a shout out to Mounties Corner and Jordan Hetrick. Mounties Corner and Jordan Hetrick, thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button and subscribing to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network YouTube channel. Very grateful, very appreciative. Thank you very much. Again, Mounties Corner and Jordan Hetrick, thank you very much. The WWE, again, as we know, as I reported, they released another group of talents, some really, really good talents that they've released. And Ring of Honor, as we know, at the end of this year, they're going to be releasing all their talent from their contracts. So it's not a very good time for professional wrestling with all these releases. But as the saying goes, when one door closes, another door opens. And I have to say that this is an absolute golden opportunity for Impact Wrestling. There's going to be there is a lot of great talent out there. Well, there's the non-compete clauses. So there's going to be a lot of great talent out there available for Impact Wrestling. These new WWE releases, as well as the Ring of Honor releases that'll be coming at the end of this year. So again, golden opportunity for Impact Wrestling. And I know they trying to make the big splash, by the rumors were Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt were coming over. Unfortunately, those didn't happen. But like I said, it could be a blessing in disguise. I mean, they were going to drop a lot of money on Bray Wyatt, a lot of money on Braun Strowman, and that didn't happen. And then we find out the Ring of Honor releases are going to happen. We have, I think there was 18 or 19 new WWE releases that were made earlier this week. So that could have been a blessing in disguise for Impact Wrestling. Instead of dropping all the money, as I said, on Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt, because they weren't going to be cheap. They were going to command a lot of money. And now they have a lot of money saved that they didn't spend on those two talents for a lot of these great talents that are going to be available, some in 30 days, some in 90 days, and some in 2 months with Ring of Honor. So when you look at the talents that have been released, Keith Lee, Killer Cross, Karrion Kross was released. Now I want to talk about Karrion Kross for a second. As we all know, he was with Impact Wrestling and he got out of his deal. He fought to get out of his deal. He was finally released because an opportunity arose to go to WWE, and he indicated that that opportunity wasn't available to him when he signed with Impact Wrestling. And well, I don't know the whole story. I'm just what I've read. So actually, I'm not going to speculate on any stories. But when he went to the WWE, he did go to the WWE NXT, moved up to the main roster. Then he was released, and a lot of people on social media were saying that it serves him right for leaving the way he left to go to WWE only to be released. I say that's wrong. I say that's absolutely wrong. That people shouldn't be saying that. The reason is, if you worked at a local computer store and you told the manager or the owner of the company at that local computer store, say a new computer company, just it's a startup computer company, and you told that that owner of the company, the CEO, that you're loyal to the company and you're not going to leave. And then 3 days later, Apple comes to you and says they want to bring you aboard. They want to bring you on board. You're going to go to Apple, and they're going to offer you a lot more money and a lot more notoriety, and it's a much bigger company. You're going to go to Apple. You're going to leave that startup computer company, despite I know I probably would, even though you went to the CEO and said, "Oh, I'm loyal to you. I'm going to be. You have my loyalty here. I'm not going anywhere." And then Apple shows up a few days later and says, we're going to give you a lot more money to come work for our company. I think you'd go. There's a good bet you go. So just think of it in terms of that. Just think of it in terms of that. Killer Cross working for Impact Wrestling. Opportunity for WWE came along, much bigger company, so he had to go for it. Nobody knew he was going to be released. Nobody knew that Vince McMahon and the WWE had no idea how to use him once he got up to the main roster. Nobody. No, well, maybe some people did, but maybe a lot of people did. But still, you have to go for it. So everyone's saying it serves him right. Doesn't serve him right. I think that's wrong. What people are saying. Bigger opportunity, he went for it. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say on that. But Killer Cross, Carrying Cross released. Mia Yim, I'm sorry, Maya Yim released as well. Taya Valkyrie, Grand Metallic, Harry Smith, Link Dorado, Blake Christian, Oni Lorcan, Scarlett Bordeaux, Nia Jax, all released. There were a couple of other names as well, but these were, I think, the biggest names that were released earlier this week, and then you go to Ring of Honor at the end of this year. You're gonna have EC3, Bandito, Shane Taylor, Jonathan Gresham, Dalton Castle, Jay Lethal, Flip Gordon, Flamita, Ray Horace. You have Roxy as well is going to be available. I had the women's name. I thought I had the women's name, but there were. Oh, here it is. Sorry, it's right underneath my notes. Sorry. I'm looking all over for the notes, and it's right here in front of me. Amy Rose, Jenny Rose, Angelina Love, Kellyanne, Mandy Leon, Maria Canales, Miranda Elise, Trisha Adora, as I mentioned, Roxy as well. Mike Bennett's also going to be released. Dragon Lee, Josh Woods. Lots of talent out there. Lots of LSG, Matt Taven, Dak Draper. You have Roosh and the Briscoes as well. So there's a lot of talent that's going to be available. And this is the opportunity for Impact Wrestling to go out there and get 7, 8, 9, 10 of these individuals, of these talents that could be stars. I mean, they could go after Killer Cross, Keith Lee, bring Ember Moon in to the Knockouts division would be fantastic. I think Taya Valkyrie is going to be coming back home to Impact Wrestling. Harry Smith, I think, is a very good bet to join the Impact Wrestling roster. Blake Christian was released. I know Impact Wrestling wanted to bring him on board before he signed with the WWE. I think Impact Wrestling should lock him up for 3-4 years. Blake Christian, tremendous talent. I wanted Impact Wrestling to sign him so badly, but he went to the WWE, and he was part of those releases as well. Would love Blake Christian to come to Impact Wrestling. Oni Lorcan, I think, would be a terrific addition to Impact Wrestling as well. If Killer Cross, I mentioned Killer Cross earlier. I don't know if he'd return to Impact Wrestling. I know he left on bad terms. I think if one individual is going to end up in AEW, it's going to be Killer Cross. I was talking to BQ, good friend of mine, Impact Lounge, and he made the bold prediction that that Killer Cross is going to show up in AEW, attack Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is going to be out of action for 3 months, come back, have a match with Killer Cross, get all bloody, and wind up beating Killer Cross. So that's BQ's prediction, and I could see it happening as well. I could also see the fans just booing the hell out of Cody Rhodes if that does actually happen. But there's one guy that I could see going over to AEW. It would definitely be Killer Cross, and he would probably bring Scarlett Bordeaux with him as well. But I think everybody else, I think Impact Wrestling has a fair shot at all the names that I mentioned here. And again, people on social media saying, "Oh, all these releases, Tony Khan's going to be very busy." I think Tony Khan's not going to be very busy. I think Tony Khan's going to slow down a little bit. I think he can't sign everybody. I mean, there was a fake news report that was out that people were posting on Facebook that Tony Khan had signed like 15 Ring of Honor talents that he got permission to sign them, and they're all coming to AEW. And people believed it, and people like, oh wow, Tony Khan bringing all these Ring of Honor stars over. Not you. I don't think Tony Khan's going to bring too many over. I could see, like I mentioned, Killer Cross. I could see Roosh going over there as well, to join Andrade, to rejoin Andrade. They worked together in the past. I see the possibly the Briscoes heading over there, but I could see the Briscoes also heading over to Impact Wrestling as well. What's going on with my hair here? Hair sticking out. Like my hair's going boom. It's like oh, like all these talent releases. I'm talking about my head, like, but yeah. So I think Tony Khan's going to slow down. I know I'm pretty sure he's trying to get Bray Wyatt to come aboard, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bray Wyatt does show up, and but Bray Wyatt's going to command a lot of money. And Tony Khan can't sign everybody, so that's why I think this is a golden opportunity. Golden opportunity. Shane Taylor Promotions. I posted on Twitter. I tweeted out on Twitter, I should say, that I would love to see Shane Taylor Promotions take over Impact Wrestling, and it was retweeted by Shane Taylor. So I would love the Shane Taylor Promotions faction in Impact Wrestling. I think it would be fantastic. Keith Lee, as I said, I think would be tremendous. Keith Lee against Josh Alexander, Keith Lee against Moose, Keith Lee against Eddie Edwards would be just fantastic matches. I think I mentioned Harry Smith. I think is a good bet. I feel bad for Harry Smith actually. Harry Smith was with MLW. His contract ended. He wrapped up his time with MLW. Signed with WWE, and I think they used him once on a dark match. I think I read somewhere that I don't know if he had COVID or not. I don't know if I read that. If I might have, but I'm not sure. But nonetheless, they used him once, I think, in a dark match, maybe two dark matches, and they never used him. He was never on TV, and then they just wind up releasing him. So I think he's a good bet to show up and Impact Wrestling. There's Nia Jax as well. I don't know, Nia Jax. I don't see her ending up in Impact Wrestling. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that. Kyle O'Reilly and Johnny Gargano also, their contracts are up at the end of the year, and I don't really expect the WWE to re-sign them. So Johnny Gargano, Kyle O'Reilly, both going to be available. I could actually see them going to AEW possibly. I could see those, but I would love to see them actually head on over to Impact Wrestling as well. So like I said, golden opportunity out here for Impact Wrestling. Lots and lots of talent, and let's just sign the talent and bring them in. I don't think they should go the Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt route where they got our world is changing again. Just if there's talent out there you want to sign, just don't try to spread rumors by being at a ball game and saying something like Braun for glory is going to happen. You put the rumors out there that Braun Strowman is going to show up. He doesn't show up, and he kind of makes you look kind of bad. So don't spread any rumors out there. Don't the next pay-per-view saying a world is changing again. Just if there's talent out there that you want, just sign them and bring them in. Sign them and bring them in. So I really think Impact Wrestling should look at 7, 8, 9, 10, as I said earlier, maybe up to 15 of these talents and bring them in. Just think if like Jay Lethal came in, if Flip Gordon came in, if Bandito came in, Flamita, Ray Horace, they would add, as I mentioned in a past podcast, they would add a level of excitement that Impact Wrestling hasn't seen in a while. Love to see EC3 come home. So there's a lot of talent out there for Impact Wrestling. And if they want to build a company, they want to get to larger arenas, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. Jonathan Gresham's a good bet to come to Impact Wrestling because his wife, Jordan Grace, is there. So there's a good possibility Jonathan Gresham ends up in Impact Wrestling. But they have to You got to get it done. Impact Wrestling's got to get it done. They'll figure it out. I know they want to go after the big names, but I think just take a pause on the big names and look at what talent is out there. Do you want to sign Braun? Do you want to throw money at Braun Strowman, Braun Strowman, or do you want to throw that money at 5 or 6 talents that I think would be a lot more exciting to watch than Braun Strowman? Do you want to throw a bunch of money at Bray Wyatt? Or do you want to sign 7 lesser known talents, but would bring a lot more excitement to Impact Wrestling, and you could build them up? Think about it, and there's Buddy Matthews out there and Bronson Reed as well. I don't know if they would command as much money as Strowman and Wyatt, but those are 2 guys you could bring in as well. But again, man, Impact Wrestling, they have to they have to make a big splash here. They have to make a big splash, because the AEW Impact Wrestling relationship is over, and it seems like Tony Khan is making the decisions on the AEW Impact Wrestling relationship. And I know it's on pause right now. And Tony Khan said, "Well, when we feel it's right, or I'm sure it'll." I don't know exactly what he said, but he kind of came across like he's in charge, but he's not really in charge. Scott D'Amore could always say, "Well, we don't want to do we don't want to." We're not interested in the partnership anymore, and the partnership would end. So Tony Khan is not really in charge. He's Tony Khan lately his interviews. I think he's getting just a little arrogant. This is getting a little arrogant, in my opinion. But again, but on the topic of Impact Wrestling, they have a great opportunity right now to really build the company, to really bring in some top talent, and really get a lot more eyes on the product. Because right now the TV show is drawing like 120,000 viewers. They got to get that up. I know they're on Access TV, and I don't see them going to any other channel anytime soon. Now there was a rumor, I think, that they were gonna be going to ESPN. A lot of rumors start. People put stuff on social media without researching it, and research is a good thing. Research and confirmation is a good thing. So it would be great if they went to ESPN, but there's no truth to that rumor either. But I don't see them leaving Access TV. Anthem owns Access TV, and Anthem owns Impact Wrestling, so it's they married the two together. So I don't see them leaving Access TV anytime soon. But Access TV reaches, I think, like 20. Reaches a lot of them. I think it was like 30 million viewers. I think they could reach. So they need to get. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but it's definitely in the millions. But if they bring more good, solid talents to the promotion, and they have the great opportunity to do that now, they could definitely get a lot more eyes, a lot more viewers. So they can't drop the ball here. It can't go by where they don't sign anybody from this latest group of releases from the WWE and the upcoming releases from Ring of Honor. Again, not happy. I'm not joyful that all these releases are taking place. But as I said earlier, just want to point that out again. But as I said earlier, when one door closes, another door opens, and doors are going to be opening for all these talents that have been released. They are too good not to be working. And like I said, the doors are going to definitely be opening for all these talents. And Impact Wrestling needs to open the door and invite at least 10 of them in. At least 10, in my opinion. They got to get it. They have the money. They can do it. And they need to get it done. They need to get it done. Scott D'Amore, start typing up those contracts and start bringing some of these talents in when you're able to. When, like I said, some of them have 30-day non-compete. Some of them have 90 days. Keith Lee has a 90-day. But all the NXT stars like Taya Valkyrie, Scarlett Bordeaux, Orny Lorcan, Blake Christian, they all have 30-day non-competes. So get those contracts typed up, and let's get some of these guys in, Scott. Let's get some of these guys in, man. And let's make Impact. Impact is great now. Let's make it even better. Let's make it even better. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for now. Anything breaks, I'm going to be away today, so I won't be back till later tonight. So if anything breaks, while I'm away. Unfortunately, I won't be able to report it, so I do apologize on that. But I'll be back later tonight, and anything big happens, I'll be back later tonight to discuss it. But until then, thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye bye.